just email me and I'll double check where's it at. So once we get our lab work done, then your next step is just to fill out the online health assessment through Aetna. If you don't have hospital insurance, then you're welcome to still do it, so you can get that report, but you don't have to. And then also, lastly, just show up to the health fair. And if you're wanting that lift incentive, if you're choosing that, I just encourage you to go ahead and do the first few health fairs that you can, because with that incentive, 2 days after you attend the health fair, you can then start using it for free at the rest of December. So I want you to get as many days in as you can. And that includes also members that are already members. Go ahead and get there as soon as you can so they can switch that over to free for you. So just blood draw, the health assessment if it applies, and then also just attend the health fair. So thank y'all for coming, and I'll get this loaded on there as soon as possible. I'm going to hand it over to Paige. So thank y'all, and we can learn how to wake up early.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all for being here today. So the talk today is Early Bird Gets the Worm, tips for getting a workout in the morning, because I know some people it takes a little bit more to get out bright and early and work out before work. And so we'll talk on some tips on how to get yourself up motivated and how to make it a habit. So about an early workout, there are lots of benefits, just like there are for any type of workout. But some of the really good ones for an early workout are that kickstarts your brain. So who wakes up in the morning and they feel kind of groggy and they're like, oh, here we go again. So it kind of just gets your brain starting to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more just set with intention. So it also can help increase your energy levels. So I know a lot of times we wake up and we're a little tired still, or even if you go to work and you haven't worked out yet, a lot of times it takes a little bit of time, a lot of coffee to start to get back into the mode of being productive. So if you work out early, you've already kickstarted that brain, you've already started to increase your energy levels. It also revs up your metabolism. So for those people who are wanting to maintain a certain weight, lose weight, just be healthy, it kind of helps your digestive system, helps your metabolism, everything kind of stay the way it should be working and the most efficiently that it can be. It also can help you improve your eating habits. So I know a lot of people after they work out, they want to eat healthier because they don't want to counterbalance everything they just did. Or sometimes you're just not craving those really sugary and kind of bad for you foods. A lot of times after you work out, people are like, I want to go eat a salad, or I want to eat something that kind of goes with the workout I just did. And it's not for everybody, but a lot of times that's going to help. So it helps you eat a little bit better. Also, waking up in the morning, you're going to eat, if you wake up at the same time every morning, you're going to probably eat breakfast at the same time, usually after you work out. Now, you'll probably have a snack before, which you'll want to have something before you work out so you're not working on a completely empty stomach. But it'll just get you kind of on a little bit better of a habit and a routine. And we'll talk more about habits and routines later. It also can help increase your productivity throughout the day. So once your brain has started to go, your energy is up, you're going to be more productive. You're going to get more done. There's also studies and research about how people who are more productive, and I know Forbes always puts out those information about what productive people do and successful people do. And one of the things is they wake up before a majority of the world does, and they start their day, whether it's with a workout, meditation, or just making a list of things that they want to get accomplished throughout the day. So if that doesn't motivate you, then I don't know what should. It also can help improve your sleep patterns. So if you have to go to work by like 7 a.m., and the only way you can work out before is if you wake up at like 5:30, or I don't know how long you would need, depending on where you lived and all of that, you're going to want to go to bed early enough that you're not grumpy and that you actually get out of bed in the morning. So when you go to bed earlier and set that time, because you know you have to wake up at the same time every day, it's going to set your sleep patterns into a little bit better of a routine. And that's going to kind of equal out. And it helps you get into just a regular routine like we were talking about. Not just a sleep routine, but just a routine of your daily habits. So you'll wake up, and before you know it, if you continue to do this, you're going to wake up and not even think about going to saying, oh, I have to get up and work out. It should just become a routine if you do it daily or every other day or however many days you want to make it become part of your routine. And then you'll be less likely to skip a workout, because I know a lot of times, even for me, if I am working out in the evening and I've had a really rough long day and I'm tired and all I want to do is go home, I'm more likely to skip it. Whereas if I got it done already, I'm not going to skip it because I already did it. And I might be more tired at the end of the day, but I'll sleep better, and so I'll get back into that good routine of sleeping and waking up and all of that. And it improves your mood. So whenever you work out, who has had that feeling after they work out of feeling great, the endorphins is rushing, they can conquer the world and do everything, go grocery shopping. So it'll improve your mood because the endorphins will be going. You'll feel good because you've accomplished something, especially if you're doing an early workout, because before your friends and a lot of your coworkers are up yet, you've already accomplished something. You've already checked something off your list. And that makes me feel pretty good, and it should make you feel good too. So making health a habit. So a lot of people are like, I want to be one of those morning people. Well, it's not going to happen overnight, especially if you're not typically a morning person. So what exactly is a habit? It's a process when behaviors become more automatic or routine. So you're almost not thinking about them. And there are bad habits and there are good habits and there's just habits. And one of the biggest myths about habits is it takes 21 days to set a habit and be in that routine and not think about it. Well, there's a lot more that goes into it. Some people can create a habit in 21 days. Some people, it takes 3 or 4 months or longer. It's what you need to do to continue to make yourself go. Some people who create habits a little bit faster won't take as long, but you want to make it so it's lasting. You don't want it to be a habit for that week or that month, but you want to make it lasting, and that way your health and wellness throughout your life will just become part of your routine. One of the biggest factors is repetition as well. So think about anything you do. The more you do it, the less you're thinking about it. So just like brushing your teeth in the morning. When you wake up, you brush your teeth, or you should, and it's just habit. It's just part of your routine. And it's just repetition. So if you don't brush your teeth, you just brush it every morning until it becomes part of your routine. So just like working out, just the more you do it, the easier it's going to become. I know it's not always easy to wake up before the sun comes out, and it's not easy when it's freezing outside in the winter time. But when you're not thinking about it as much and dreading it, it'll become easier and more of a habit. Also, you really want to focus on the process. It's not always an end goal, and we'll talk about goals as well, but think of it as an ongoing process. So there's this book called The Power of Habit, which I thought was really interesting, and it talks about how we form habits. So you have a cue, a routine, and a reward. It's kind of similar to Pavlov's experiment with the dog and the bell and the saliva. So you've got your cue. So say your cue is your alarm goes off in the morning, and your routine that you have kind of gotten into is that you wake up and go work out. And your reward will that you feel good, you're more productive, you're achieving your goals, and that's going to kind of reinforce when that alarm goes off next time. Okay, I want to get my workout in, and then I'm going to feel good after, I'm going to be productive, and it's going to continue this really good loop. And I know it looks like a triangle, but I'm going to find the cute little loopies. So that's just something to think about when you're trying to create a new habit. The importance of sleep. So going back to creating the habit and why sleep is important to get you kick-started, you get more out of your workout. So I know we talked about working out in the morning is going to help with your sleep schedule, but sleep is also going to help with your workout. So it's a one big cycle. But you're going to get more out of your workout because if you're well rested, you're going to be more functioning in the morning. You're going to feel like you have a little bit more focus, a little bit stronger, and you can get more out of your workout. So if you're super tired, the chances of you kind of going through it and going, okay, well, that's enough, are going to increase. It also aids in the recovery of your heart, your blood vessels, and your muscles. So think about your phone when you plug it in at night. It recharges everything. So when you sleep, you're recharging yourself. Your body needs time to repair all of its cells, all of its muscles, especially if you are working out more. If you're under stress, it needs that time to kind of regroup and just build and repair itself so the next day you're more refreshed and ready to go. So if you're like, I don't have time to sleep, think of it as okay, I need to sleep because it's going to actually help me. It's going to benefit me. And it's not a waste of time because you are doing something that's going to help you in the long run. And it also recharges your brain. So it gives your brain a rest. So I know throughout the day you might be really busy and stressed. And it gives your brain a chance to relax, unless you're really active in your dreams and all of that. But it should give you a break from all of that. And lack of sleep can negatively affect your waistline, and it can also increase the prevalence of a lot of other diseases. So if you're not sleeping as much, think about when you're awake, you're probably going to want a snack. So if you're sleeping, you can't eat. So that's one good thing. Also, it kind of resets everything like we talked about, and so it's going to help get your metabolism and all of that ready for the next day. And ideally, it's best to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. Now, some people need less sleep. Some people need a little bit more. I'm one of those people that does better on 9 to 10 hours of sleep. If that's realistic, probably not, but I usually feel a little bit more recharged. So finding your ideal amount of sleep is going to help you make the most out of your morning workouts and the rest of your day. And then there's just a cute little cartoon that I found. It's two little worms saying, I had the worst dream. It was the early bird and he was going fishing. And then, okay, so now we want to talk about motivating yourself to get up. So you've had a good night's sleep. Now it's time to get up. A really good idea to do is to pencil it in or schedule it. So if you have written it down, whether it's on a sticky note, just to remind yourself, put it in your phone, put it in your planner, just somewhere where you actually write it out and can see it somewhere that's not just thinking about it. That's going to be more likely, or you're going to be more likely to actually go through with it because it's one more thing that you can check off. And isn't that just the best feeling that you can check something off? Also, make it easier for yourself. Set your alarm ahead of time. As soon as I think about that I need to wake up early the next day, I'll set an alarm in the middle of the day for the next day. Or if you're going to wake up every day, just have one alarm that you can set for Monday through Friday or something. Also, put out your clothes and your shoes the night before. Some mornings when I know it's going to be rough to wake up, I'll set everything out. So all I have to do is literally just roll out of bed, throw on clothes, and then I can just walk out. And it makes it a lot easier so you don't have to think, what am I going to wear today? Or where are my shoes? And then also meal prep. Planning out what you're going to eat for breakfast after your workout helps a lot because you're not, right after you work out, you're not going, oh, I'm so hungry now. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have worked out. You've got something already ready. And then you're hungry and it feels great, and then that just fuels that reward system. And then you're like, okay, I want to work out again so I can eat this yummy breakfast that I pre-made or set aside. Sometimes I'll even kind of put all of the ingredients, if it's something that I've got to make in the morning, I'll put all the ingredients right next to each other. So all I have to do is open the fridge, just grab it, and then make it. And along with that, some people will ask, well, do I need to eat before I work out or after? I would definitely eat something before you work out. Now, you don't want to eat something so heavy that it affects your workout and that you get sick and have to stop. But you want to have something on your stomach so you have energy because you just woke up. Your body needs something to get it kick-started along with working out. So whether that be drinking a big glass of water and having like a granola bar or something. Now, if you're waking up in plenty of time where you can have a meal and work out, then that's different. So it's going to vary from person to person. Also, setting goals is really good. And I'm going to talk about goal setting in the next slide, so we'll come back to that. And also think about how you feel post-workout. I don't know about you, but I can't really remember a time, and if it's happened before, I can't remember it, so that's a good thing. But I've never gotten through with a workout and said, that was miserable, and I feel 1,000 times worse, and I'm even more tired, and all of that. Usually, I feel a lot better. And there are some times when you're not going to feel great, but usually you feel better, and whether it be 30 minutes after versus right after, that might be a difference. And then also grab a friend. If you have a buddy who you both are trying to work out in the morning, or you have a friend who already works out in the morning, you tell them, let's work out in the morning, I'll meet you there, and you're more likely to do it. And honestly, I did that this morning because I did not want to wake up early and work out. And I told one of my friends, I was like, I will work out with you at 5:30 this morning. And because I told her, that was the only reason I really got out of bed. So that really is motivating, because you're like, somebody's relying on me, I'm relying on somebody else, and you have that kind of mutual relationship where you can work out for someone else. So when you're setting goals, you want to set SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So for something specific, you want to define your goal. You want it to be very clear. State the specifics of what, when, why, where, and all of that. So if it's that you want to work out, say how many times you want to work out, or what you want to do in your workout, what you want to achieve. You want to also make it measurable. So can you actually track your progress, and will you know when you've achieved your goal? If it's something where you can't really track it and you're just saying, I just want to work out, that's not really trackable. You want to kind of put, I want to work out 3 days per week at this time in the morning, and it's going to be a little bit easier to kind of follow your goal. You also want it to be attainable. So is it reasonable or realistic? So some people will say, I want to work out 8 times a week. And you're like, well, there's only 7 days a week, so you're going to have to double up some of those. And if you're only working out maybe 1 day a week, I don't know if that's the most realistic right away. And is it within your reach and up to your standards? So is it something that you can actually achieve, or is it something that's below what you can actually achieve? So there's something as setting a goal too high and too low, and you want to find that happy medium. Because if it's too high or if it's too low, chances are you're probably going to get bored with it or get discouraged, and you're not going to follow through. So you want to make it kind of that happy place in between. Is it also relevant? So is this actually going to help with whatever your needs are? So if one of your big spectrum goals is to just be healthier, to lose weight, to get off blood pressure medications or something, is this going to actually help with that goal, or is it going to negatively affect it? Now, working out will help those goals, but some other ones it might not. Also, is this goal something that you want to actually achieve? If this is something that your best friend wants you to achieve, or your significant other wants you to achieve, but you don't really feel it and you don't feel a connection with it, it's not going to work. You have to want it, because if you don't want it, you're going to say, well, it's not that important to me. So that's another one that's going to help you achieve those goals. And then time-based. So you want to set a time or a date by which you can actually have an end goal and date for it. So if it's something, and it doesn't have to be an exact date unless your goal is to run something like a 5K or that. But if it's something that's very general, you can kind of give or take a few days. So don't obsess too much about that. But you want to have a date or a time. You can say, within 3 months, I want to be working out 3 days a week at this time in the morning. And then when that day comes, mark it in your calendar and look back and say, have I been doing it? Have I been doing it consistently? So that's some goal setting tips. Okay, so you're up. Now what do you do? So here's some ideas for what you can do for your workout. You can create your own workout, and you can follow the ACSM guidelines, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. You can go for a walk or run around your neighborhood. If you have a dog or a cat that likes to be walked, you can walk them around your neighborhood. Walk around your house if you don't feel comfortable walking down your street or something, or just walk in your house. Go to a group fitness class. There's tons out there, and finding something that you enjoy to do in the morning is going to make it a lot more fun and easy to do. And use what you have around your house. So some people will do kind of a nice morning, a pretty easy morning workout, something like chair squats. You can walk your stairs. I'm not saying that's an easy thing, but you don't have to go anywhere for it. Push-ups. You can even do soup can dumbbell curls or whatever you have that's a little bit heavier. You can get kind of creative. Or if you have a favorite fitness video, that always works as well. So the ACSM, American College of Sport Medicine guidelines state that you should get 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. So on a scale of about 1 to 10, where 1, you could run a marathon, you feel great, and 10, you're about to keel over and pass out, you want to probably be about 6 or 7, where you can still have a conversation, but you feel a little out of breath. Within that 150 minutes, you want to have a warm-up. At least 5 to 10 minutes of something to kind of get you focused on what you're about to do. It also kind of gets the blood flowing throughout your body. It warms up your muscles, gets those joints moving, which is really important to do. Then you've got your main workout, and there's a couple different components within the main workout, such as your cardiorespiratory workout. So that goes with that 150 minutes. So you want at least 30 minutes of activity 5 times a week. So I know these numbers get kind of confusing, but just think 30 minutes a day. You can walk around and you can break it up. It does not have to be 30 consecutive minutes. It can be 10 minutes here. If you've got a 10-minute break and you just walk to the end of the hallway, up the stairs, down and around, and that takes you 10 minutes, that's better than nothing. But cumulatively, you want about 30 minutes. And that can be running, hiking, walking, swimming, skipping, whatever you want to do. Then you also have resistance training, and you want to do this about 2 to 3 times per week. And so this includes lifting weights, using resistance bands, and so this is going to be the stuff that keeps your bones and your muscles healthy and strong. And you can do this, like we talked about, at home, doing push-ups, soup can, dumbbell curls, or you can do this at a gym, or you're lifting dumbbells or barbells and all of that. You also have flexibility and balance, which are important. So stuff like yoga and Tai Chi are good for balance and flexibility, because if you're not flexible, you're not going to be able to reach the top shelf when you get older, or you're not going to be able to sit down and stand back up. You might have the strength, but if you're not limber in your joints and muscles, it's not going to be very comfortable. And then you want to cool down and stretch. So just as important as the warm-up, you need that time at the end to kind of bring your heart rate down. You need that time to bring your focus back and kind of getting ready to transition to the next part of your day. It also will help in recovery. So if you do a good cool down, whether it's a light walk or a little stretch at the end of your workout, it hopefully will kind of prevent some of the soreness from the next day. I'm not saying that you won't be sore, but it should help a little bit more. And then move throughout the entire day. So even though you've got your workout done 5 o'clock in the morning, that doesn't mean go sit on the couch and eat potato chips and candy for the rest of the day, or sit at your desk and not move around at all. Because now studies and research are saying that you need to move throughout the rest of the day. Just that 30 minutes isn't going to counterbalance or counteract the incidence of obesity. You've got to keep moving. So once you've got that 30, just keep going. So the overall summary of this PowerPoint is you want to make sure you get good quality sleep. You should schedule time to work out. Set some SMART goals and have fun. You want to do something that you actually enjoy, because if it's horrible every time you wake up, you're not going to want to do it. That reward's not going to click in your brain, and you're going to go, okay, I could use that extra 30, 45 minutes of sleep, and I would appreciate a lot more. So do something fun, whether that's just getting up and just dancing around your house, or finding a class, or doing something with one of your buddies. Make it enjoyable. And then over at the Lift, we offer a bunch of classes in the morning. So if you don't really know where you want to start and need a little bit more direction, we've got 5:30 a.m. classes and 6:30 a.m. classes. We've got cycle, yoga, aqua power, H2O, and then some more higher intensity classes, like it's called 3-2-1 and Tabata. So if anybody wants to come work out with me early in the morning, come on over. And then we also have some group training classes. We have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday boot camp, and a class called Lift Performance, where you're going to be lifting a little bit heavier weights and doing some more functional movements. And those are with 2 really awesome trainers as well. And then you can also do personal training, or just grab your friend and just play around, go do something fun. Probably inside now that it's getting colder, but you can still do something. So does anybody have any questions? I know it was pretty brief and a lot of information, but does anybody have any questions about any of this? Okay. Well, thank you all so much for coming. And if anybody decides they have questions, just feel free to let us know, and we'll be over at the Lift. So.